Phenomena is a strange experience from the Italian horror maestro Dario Argento, best known for films like Suspiria, Tenebrae, and most recently, Dark Glasses.
The plot is kind of hard to describe just due to how many weird things are going on and how much I can honestly say without going into spoilers. Jennifer Connelly, in one of her earliest film roles, plays a young girl, ironically also named Jennifer, who goes to a girls' school in Switzerland, but very soon finds herself being targeted by a serial killer. Jennifer just so happens to have the unexplained ability to communicate and control insects, and she meets an entomologist played by Donald Pleasance, and the two of them agree to work together to find the killer before it's too late.
Pleasance's character is bound to a wheelchair, and he has a chimpanzee named Inga to help him out. If I'm being honest, Inga's probably my favorite character in the film. It's just this instant likability to her, and I always seem to find myself grinning whenever she's on screen. That is already a lot going on for a single plot, and it honestly feels like there's new stuff being added every few minutes. Even the back of my Blu-ray here mentions maggots, mutants, and razor-wielding chimpanzee mayhem. Wow. Phenomena can be classified as a giallo film, essentially a cross between the slasher genre and the murder mystery genre. It became very popular in Italy in the 70s and 80s, with Argento himself being partially responsible for its boom in popularity. However, very rarely do giallo films ever delve into supernatural elements, with this being one of the only examples I can think of. This one is also a bit more horror-leaning for a giallo film. Most are generally more so about the mystery element more than the horror element. The music is definitely one of the most memorable parts of the film. The progressive rock band Goblin had collaborated with Argento on some of his previous movies, and they came back for this film. But there's also more music from bands such as Motorhead, Iron Maiden, Andy Sexgang, Bill Wyman, and Simon Boswell. As opposed to Argento's previous films, which had very moody, atmospheric music, this film has a crazy rock soundtrack, with the main theme being a favorite of mine. No joke, I frequently put this movie's soundtrack on whenever I'm editing or writing, even for this video. I think the strangest part of the music, though, specifically with the main theme, is when it actually plays in the film. With a fast-paced rock song like that, typically you would put it alongside a fast-paced, maybe intense scene of action, but that never seems to happen. Whenever the music starts playing, the accompanying imagery is often very mundane, but still plot important. Whenever there are fast-paced scenes, the music tends to be a bit more downplayed. It's a kind of unusual choice, really, and one that definitely took me a few viewings of the film for it to really click with me. It's so jarring that it honestly ends up working out in a weird way. Hard to explain. The film is already pretty bonkers and convoluted that this creative choice ends up seeming a bit small compared to some of the others. One little thing that I think is worth noting is that Connolly's appearance in Phenomena was actually the direct inspiration for the main character's appearance in the original Clock Tower for the Super Famicom. Comparing the two, it's pretty obvious. That's a lot of stuff I just mentioned, but I definitely recommend the film. It really has to be seen to be believed.